The Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital is being built at Wits to help patients from all SADC nations. Driving this billion-rand project is a woman who lost her own son after he had spent a month in ICU following an accident. Sibongile Mkhabela is doing everything to ensure we don't lose any more children we could have saved.
You've just finished the groundbreaking phase. That must have been quite an emotional stage of the project.
This has come out of nothing. It's simply come out of a vision by a man who dared to dream and dreamed big.
That is really phenomenal. I can only imagine what a difference this hospital is going to make.
Children's illnesses are often easy to fix. You know, a child is born with a hole in the heart. You plug the hole in the heart, grows up to be a rugby player. If I get a hole in my heart, it doesn't matter how much you've plugged it. I'm still sick. My head is sick. I have a heart condition. You see, children don't have heart conditions. You fix them and they go out and they play. So the more of them we lose a lot of Mandelas every day in our systems. So it was, for me, it was a celebration of we're stopping the loss.
7 years ago, Nelson Mandela wanted this to be his lasting legacy as a center of excellence in sub-Saharan Africa, even if he didn't live to see it.
NOMONDE, what is the SABC's involvement in this project?
The big bold project which we jointly put together for the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital was a telethon. But the interesting thing about that day and the actual telethon is that the morning of the 5th of December we had the telethon, and sadly in the afternoon, in the evening, we lost Tata Madiba. You know, it was like,
yes.
Oh, yeah. You know, so it was just one of those.
It was one of those amazing moments because I was talking to Winnie, Mama Winnie, and she's saying, you know, we were in trouble. I was watching you on television and I knew we were in trouble, but I was taking courage from the fact that his work was continuing even as he was struggling. So it just became an amazing, wow, emotional date.
Sibongile came to the world's attention 13 years ago when her book Open Earth and Black Roses was published, recounting her personal story of the Soweto uprising in June 1976. Now it's Sibongile's daughter, Ntsako Mkhabela, who's written a play about her mother's experience as the only woman amongst the organizers of the uprising who were arrested and imprisoned.
By the apricot trees, I really just try to say, if I took my mother the way I know her to be, she's such a big person, and I put her in a space that was literally 9 steps by 5 steps. How would she be, and how would she cope with the space? Why, the things she would have to remember about herself, the things she would have to forget about herself in order to cope and survive in a space like that. And after a while, the space becomes a character. So you're not alone in this place, but really these walls constantly coming at you, the bucket being in your space, and so you end up creating a world here.
Sibongile is now a proud grandmother to Ntsako's daughter, Lorna. She's been central to the work of the RDP and UN Development Program and has invested her life in the pursuit of freedom.
Why did you choose to tell her story?
That the world was changed not by big people or strong men, but really by young women, people in their 20s, people in their teens, who felt enough about a world that was based on equality and justice and wanted to create something bigger than themselves. And the sacrifices that they took, they were so young and they made such sacrifices. They didn't always intend to make those sacrifices, but that was what ended up happening.
I had to remember that I needed strength inside to survive. Just to survive, I needed strength. So in her play, she brings out feelings that I hadn't allowed myself and moments that I locked away.
When you look at South Africa today, do you feel proud that you had a hand in shaping our freedom?
Delivery of freedom, 1994. Yes, was the end of one journey, but was the beginning of another journey. And that journey needs leaders on the ground. The teacher, the nurse, the professor, the guy who walks the street, who walks children, who makes the place safe, our teachers. That's the leadership I feel very strongly South Africa needs.
After the 76 uprising, Sibongile went back and got her matric. Later, with 3 children, she got her degree. A healthy nation is an educated one.